Hello and welcome back to the Canaries Chat channel. Today we have another transfer update video. This is just around obviously all the incomings and outgoings. A few, not as many stories today, but a few kind of vital ones coming out recently. So yeah, let's get into it. In regards to the outgoings, we have obviously Borja Science is the big main story at this point in time. I think we were saying in the last video around Barcelona's interest within Nico Williams, and that then potentially accelerating Bilbao's interest within Science. It has kind of now been reported that Science is the number one target for Bilbao. These are reports coming out of kind of Spain saying that Science is their number one target, and that potentially it could be as soon as next week that Barcelona make that bid for Williams. As I said, Barcelona aren't kind of exactly renowned for making quick decisions and getting decisions over the line in a very speedy manner, but this could mean that if it's wrapped up in the next couple of weeks, that Bilbao will make a move on Science in the next couple of weeks. But still strong talks that Porto are still strongly interested as well as Nottingham Forest. So the one thing we do have going in our favour is that plenty of teams are interested. So it could mean a bit of a bidding war, hopefully. And Napa's been obviously very clear in the fact that he will not accept anything less than our valuation price for him. So with all that being said, if Bilbao are getting a lot of money for Williams, then it should hopefully mean that they've got a bit of money to spend when it comes to Science, and we may be able to kind of not force their hand, but hold out for the value of Science that we believe he's worth. So definitely one to keep an eye on, but it's one that seems to be constantly developing kind of every few days. Every single update video we seem to do, there's a Science update as well. So yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on. Just a quick one, about 85% of the people watching this video aren't subscribed. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the start of the season. We are extremely close now. So yeah, if you're able to drop a subscribe and help towards that, we'd be really grateful. So into the incomings. So one new name that we need to go through, and two names that we've kind of already gone through. Already mentioned, should I say, in previous videos. So obviously we've got Jakub Medic coming in. Basically all but confirmed. It could even be confirmed tonight if this video going up. But yeah, it's basically done. We're expecting confirmation, I think, within the next 24 to 48 hours. In regards to what we should expect from Medic when he comes in, Connor Southwell's done a really good interview with Dan O'Hagan, I believe it was, who's commentator out in Germany, and he was really speaking about the style of play that Medic is. So he's apparently very good on the ball, very progressive with the ball as well, and he is also obviously a big physical unit. Apparently, the way that Bochum were playing did suit his style, and he has played a back three in the past. He has played in the back four in the past, should I say, as well as a three. So if we're looking to go down that three route, could still certainly work. But basically, what happened at Bochum is towards the bottom of the league. They sacked their manager. They brought in a new manager who wanted to play more direct football, and that meant Medic was playing less for Bochum. So that's why his appearances maybe aren't as high as what you'd maybe expect for a starting centre back. But yeah, by all intents and purposes, he sounds very good on the ball, but that doesn't replace his physicality and his defending prowess, which is exactly what we need. Pair that with Harry Darling, and I think that could be a really, really strong combination. It was supposedly said that Bochum had a option to buy around that £2 to £3 million mark, but didn't execute that, and that may sound like a worry to some of us fans, but I think it's really important, and I think Dan O'Hagan alluded to it as well, that the finances and the financial fair play in Bundesliga 2 is drastically decreased from Bundesliga. We saw it with, I believe, was it Dusseldorf that Jolis was at, and because they didn't get promoted, they couldn't afford to go through that option to buy, and then in the end they they knew he was going to move on, I think. So they just bought him and instantly sold him because they wouldn't have been able to afford his wages for that period of time and that sum. So they could only buy him when they could guarantee that he was going to move on. And if they didn't have that guarantee that Medic was going to do that, then it would have been a risky buy. So their loss is our gain. Really excited to see how he kind of plays, how he fits into the team with that potential three at the back, or if he's just a straight partner with Harry Darling. I think that would be absolutely fine as well. But yeah, expect confirmation very, very soon. One of the other names that we had already spoken about as well beforehand was Vladan Kovacevic, who was the Sporting Lisbon goalkeeper that was on loan to Liga Warsaw, I believe. He's still very much in the picture, but Sporting Lisbon are apparently looking at a potential loan with an option to buy if they can't recoup the money thereafter. They spent about 4 million on him, so obviously they'd be looking to get 4 million or more back. But if that's not going to happen, they may take a loan, get that wages off the wage bill, and take it from there, and then hope they can maybe slip in an option to buy around that £4 million mark. Obviously, we've been linked with a few goalkeepers now, and that first choice goalie is one that we really need to nail down, in my opinion. I think we've probably been waiting to get Medic in, Darling, and then you can choose your goalkeeper that could fit in with those two. But yeah, I'm hoping goalkeeper is kind of done within the next couple of weeks, but there's no guarantee. Obviously, pre-season starts extremely soon as well, so the sooner they're in, the better. And then we have actually now been linked with a striker, so a potential Josh Sargent replacement if he does go. It is Adriano Bertaccini from St Truden, a striker, 24 years old, Belgian, and he's got 21 goals in the last 33 league games in the Belgian league. Yeah, looks like a good finisher, knows where the back of the net is. Whether that translates straight over to the Championship, different story. But it's just really one that we'll have to wait and see. But I think there's quite a bit of interest around him, so not one in concrete that we'll definitely get. And I still think it's hugely dependent on Josh Sargent, how much money we get for Josh Sargent as well. Can really depend on who we go for, but at least we're being linked with strikers now, and hopefully moving in the right direction. There's also still seems to be a bit of a stumbling block around the backroom staff, getting the Man's backroom staff from Bristol in. As I said, pre-season starts very soon. A little bit of a worry that's not kind of been sorted before pre-season starts, but nevertheless, hopefully it's sorted sooner rather than later. There definitely seems to be ongoing talks on what's happening, so again, hopefully in the next week or so, we've got some form of confirmation that the backroom staff that Manning had at Bristol will hopefully be coming over to Norwich. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, comment down below your thoughts on the newest transfer rumours. As I said, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the start of the season, and we will see you in the next video.